Righty, righty, righty. Ugh. We all good here? We all good? Let me know if you can hear me just fine. What's up, guys? How's it going? Uh, Let me see. I'm trying to adjust this mic. So, oh man. Ah, well, let me adjust the camera a bit. I know you're gonna see my my screen here, but man, we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about, guys. You guys ready? Okay. So I I don't have my old iPods in front of me. Um, but I oh my god, this is so sweet. I don't know where to begin. Okay, let's. All right. Um, I have this camera in hand because I'm gonna talk about some things. Jeez, I keep moving this mic because actually, I know I don't have my headphones in, but I mean, hold on a minute, guys. Alrighty, guys. Oh man, this is nice. This is sweet. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun here tonight. We're gonna have lots of fun. You're gonna love it. Oh, this is so sweet. All right, all right, alrighty, ready, ready, ready. Okay, so we're testing one, two, testing, testing one, two. Movo. Okay. Sorry to take so long. But I actually. All right. So where do I begin? Well, first of all, welcome to Biohazard Candy Kids channel. This channel has been through a lot. Like, if you excuse me a minute. This channel has been through a lot. Oh yeah, it's been through a lot. Um, it's a very old channel. I've I've actually had this channel. Oh gosh. Uh, mm, Actually, I could do this. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. That's weird. Um. So you see how my microphone has? You don't see that. Anyways. Wow. 2010. 2010, guys. I started another channel around the same time, as a matter of fact. And I I didn't do anything with that channel. First of all, this camera right here is the actual camera that I used to make a video on that channel. I th- I can probably search it up if I remember the name. If I start to remember the name of that channel, I just don't remember the password. So, and there's one video on that channel. So what I did was I created this channel. I think the other channel is. Let me actually see if I can remember it, because I remember something of it. Hmm. God. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Um, I, I, I don't know. I trying to search it on my computer. Trying to remember the name. I have that YouTube video on my old computer that's just sitting over here now. It used to be actually right over here. Um, this is the other monitor for it. It still works. It's a good computer. It's an old gateway computer from like I would say around 2004, 2005, 2003. Windows XP Professional. Um, Microsoft Windows XP Professional. So, to 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 look at where I am at today and all of the products that I have purchased over this many years, not this many, not this many years or days, but this many years and days. To look at it and say, wow, look how far I've come. And I'm sitting here with cheaply priced stuff. You know, I wanna talk about boom stands and microphones, and um, let me try to show you without, in this thing right here. I don't know if you can see that. You know, uh, it's an audio interface, and stuff like that. It's my Moano caster. So, um, but like basically, I okay. So essentially, so uh, I want to talk about this stuff, but uh, you know, I want to talk about something even more important. That will lead into talking about products. Okay. Now, what I could have done since 2010 is with if I still have my old iPods and with this old camera, I still could have made videos. I could have just used this, you know. Sorry, I'm trying to. This is my first time using a boom stand, um, and I'm trying to have it positioned where it gets my voice, but also that my camera gets me. That this all works in conjunction. So I could have just used this camera. I sure could have. This is an old camera. This does uh like 480p. I don't even think it goes up to 720p. If it does, it probably uses some type of scaling process. And it probably does it at 24 frames per second, not even 30 frames per second. But this does 480p. Um, it has a pretty good zoom on it. It's your basic budget camera that you got from Kodak a long time ago. That came with the software for you to use on your computer, so you could do edits and all that. Uh, the two batteries that work, well, the two batteries that are for this camera don't work anymore. They don't charge. One of them's puffed up. It's just old. Um, but this camera still works if I get new batteries for it. So I could have used this camera still. I could have still used the iPod Nanos that had the cameras in the back. Those little iPod Nanos. I know everybody remembers those, and everybody that used to have one and that was around when those were around. Um, Now, was that enough for me? Sure, because that's all I had. But if I wanted to grow my channel, uh, then I would have had to get different gear. I would have had to get something more than just this type of a camera. Because one, the audio that comes out of this camera, it's kind of like being underwater, but not so much. It's not too muffled. I mean, it's great audio for a camera like this, but it's not like using an actual microphone hooked up to the camera or a separate recording device that you put in your pants and you hook a microphone to it, and then you do the audio and post processing. Um, so what did I do? Well, first I started to use cell phones because there was a direction that was coming along. You know, there was a cell phone direction that was coming because now you see a bunch of people doing videos, photos with cell phones, but they have photo cameras and camcorders. They have those too, but they still have the cell phone. I mean, even the guy who created famous movies, his last movie he created, he used an iPhone 13 or 12. So I started to dabble in cell phones, you know? And so I thought to myself, yeah, it's great because basically it's the laptop for videos and photos that then you can edit on the spot and put right on the internet. It's like instant gratification. It's instant. But I said no. I said, if I ever get a good enough cell phone, that will be the last resort. That will be like, hey, I may be doing a driving video. Let me just set it on something in my car that's stable, that is mounted on my car. I'll hook up the cell phone via USB so it charges, take a driving video, kind of like what people do with GoPros, and then end of story. And it'll be like 30 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, or maybe if I'm driving for an hour. But even then, I said, well, no, but yes, once in a while, but not all the time, because of action cameras. Simply because of action cameras, because action cameras are smaller. Um, so, you know, so I was like, well, what have I always liked? What is something that I always aspired to do in my life that could lead me to my own success? That comes from God. That doesn't come from the flesh, that doesn't come from planet Earth, but comes from God. What is my calling? Well, I love auto mechanics. I love cars, you know, I love engines, all that stuff. But I love music also. But the other thing I love, of course, I love fitness, I love sports, I love health. And I'm talking about in a godly sense, the Bible sense, what God has put in there. I also love video and photo and audio, music, audio, cameras, microphones, well, microphones, audio, cameras, action cams, camcorders, cell phones, video and photo, visual, visual and audio. I've always loved that. And that's what you're seeing here. This is real. I know it's not a real interaction because you're not in the same room with me, but it's real in that I have a microphone here with a boom stand hooked up to my Mayonocaster with a cheap action camera. I mean, all this stuff is cheap. And we're going to get into that. Um, we are going to get into it. If my voice if my voice gets raspy or whatever, it is what it is. Because your voice does change from morning to night. I want you guys to do a test. Voice in the morning, say around 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the morning. And then voice at around 8 o'clock at night. And you're going to see a change. That really happens. Marcus Pix even talked about this, who is a great videographer, photographer. I mean, he produced one movie in his life. He did many other important things. He has a health channel with his wife. That guy, he does giveaways of a lot of his stuff. Don't go asking for him. Don't go asking, for him to give you stuff. No, that's not how it works. He tells you when the giveaways are. You go on this thing. You fill out the form. And then if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. I won a microphone from him. I didn't even know I won. One day I got a package, and I was like, huh? I didn't buy anything. And send it to the mail, and have it sent to the mail or whatever. And then, like, I had thought for a second, I was like, oh my gosh. The thing I did 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I won. So as soon as he announced the winners on, YouTube, because I didn't even see that video. He does the video of the winners, I saw Biohazard Candy Kid on there, and I was like, wow. God has his ways. He helped me out. I know he did. Because I even thanked him after that. So I so what am I getting at here? Is that the setup I have right now is the setup that's going to be my setup for a very long time. This is also, not just a solo setup. This setup is going to be a podcasting setup for me and a few other people that I'm going to start podcasting with, whether it be at home, whether it be, at their business or wherever. Like, this is how it's going to be. Okay. Let me tell you what I'm getting at here. A lot of people, they think that you have to make a bunch of money and go spend the money that you make on things that cost $10,000 just to get started in something, whatever it may be. That's what people think. They think, oh, well, I got this job. It's a 9 to 5 job. Or, I got some money. And in order to get started in whatever I want to get started in, I have to spend, I I have to spend like $5,000. No, you don't. You actually don't. You can get started with $50. That's the actual truth. If you really, and what I mean by $50 is literally, you can get started today doing videos and podcasting for free. Everyone has a cell phone. Everybody has one. Everyone has a computer and some cheap camera at home. All you need is to press the little button on your cell phone, okay? This button right here. I know this is a camera, but press that little button and start recording or start taking photos. And you're going to see what is going to happen. I mean, literally, if you already have that stuff, you don't need to go buy any other stuff. I mean, like, especially if you have a cell phone. But like I told you before, a cell phone doesn't cut it. Why doesn't a cell phone cut it? There's a lot of drawbacks to a cell phone. Simply because, you see, a lot of us, um, we we use our cell phones for calling people, for sending text messages. And yes, we can transfer um, yes, we can transfer what we have from our cell phone to our computer. Yes, we can do that. Uh, Cell phones are limited. They're not limitless. You see, cell phones are not cameras, and cell phones will never be cameras. Cell phones are not microphones, and they will never be microphones. Cell phones, they are computers, but they're not desktop computers or laptops. And a laptop is not a desktop computer. So, what am I getting at? Well, if you really want to get things started, yeah, you can start with a cell phone because it's right in your pocket. But I would suggest you actually go buy a, um, you know, if you can't manage to get one for free for whatever reasons, I would suggest go buying at least a decent photo camera that takes good video, that does a decent job at photos and video. Go get a camera, whether it be an action camera, you know, or whether it be, a photo camera like this one. Now, why am I saying that? Why? Why am I saying that? I'm saying that I'm basically saying that because that's what I did. I mean, this one was given to me. It was here in the family, and they bought themselves a new camera, and they said, "Here, you want this? Play around with it." And at the time, I had this flip phone Samsung. It was a Samsung flip phone. It wasn't a smartphone, and all I could do was take pictures with that one. it could do video, but you remember those old flip phones of the like middle 2000s, you know, up until like even 2012. I mean, that thing, that phone lasted forever. It was rugged. It was back when Samsung knew what the hell they were doing, and their batteries didn't blow up in their phones. But so I essentially started using that camera, and then I started using my iPods because I was like, well, I don't have a smartphone, but these iPods are kind of like that because they're small. They have a camera on them. They're kind of like square, like a smartphone, you know. Um, and I had like three of them. And so what what happened was what you see in my first videos on YouTube. Uh, they were actually done. Um, well, the first YouTube channel, the first YouTube channel I created, was actually done um, with the camera, the Kodak camera that I showed you. You know, um, but this YouTube channel, well, those first videos I made, not the one where it shows pictures, and I just put music in the background. I'm talking about uh, the the ones where I make Candy Kid videos, which I'm gonna get back into that. Um, that one, those ones, those are done on my bed in my bedroom, um, with those iPods. Now I'm taking you through a journey. I don't care if it takes 5 hours to get through this journey. So, um, um, what was that? Oh, I forgot where it was. Oh, iPods. So that's what I started with, and they were kind of weird how they took video. They could also do pictures, I if I remember correctly, but the way you took video was very weird. So, like, if I held it like this, the video would come out this way. But if I held it like this, the video would come out that way, or something, or like you had to hold it upside down for it to actually come out like this. Um, if you held it upright, it would look funky. So that's what I had to work with. I remember when I got my first action camera. It was the GoPro Hero 1. I got it at such a discounted price. I didn't even know it was the Hero 1. I knew that the Hero 3 or 4 was out at the time, and someone I knew in the neighborhood, he, I guess, was given like a discount coupon for the new GoPros. Like you would get like $200 off the new GoPros if you bought it through the GoPro website, or I don't know, you enter in this code or whatever and you get $200 off or $100 off. And the GoPros at the time I think were running around like $400, $500, um, for at least, you know, not the basic, packaged one, um, which I think just was the little tiny GoPro. I don't remember, but essentially, um, I I said, you know what? That's fine and all, but at this bike shop, they have two GoPros there that are selling for 140 bucks, $130. I don't need to get 100 bucks off. And so I was like, let me go get one of those. So that's what I did. But then when I took it home, and all this stuff, I saw that it didn't have a screen. And I was like, but they come with screens. What the heck is this? And then I said, oh, okay. It says right here on the front, GoPro Hero with no number. This is not the 2. This is not the 1. Okay? And this is not the 4 or the 3. I mean, this is not the 2, the 3, or the 4. So this is the very first GoPro. And number 2 didn't have a screen either, but this was the GoPro Hero 1. And you know what? I was satisfied. I was like, you know what? Sweet. And I used it. I put it on my bike helmet and I used that to, take bike videos. Didn't, I may have posted a few of them on YouTube, but I just was giving it a test. I still have that GoPro. It still works just fine. I can recharge both batteries that I have for it. The only defect was the cable that allowed you to hook the GoPro up to your TV to watch your videos. That had a malfunction. Um, I don't know. It just got flimsy or it just stopped working. The whole mechanism in the GoPro and with the cable. So I took it back to the bike shop. They took it back to GoPro, and then GoPro sent me a new cable, if, if I'm not mistaken. But they sent me back my GoPro and they gave me an extra battery, which was really nice. And I know that that was GoPro of like 2013. That was the old GoPro company, is what I'm talking about. That wasn't, that's not GoPro of today, which only failed because they tried to create an app that would work with their GoPro Hero 6s or 7s or 8s or whatever, or 10s or 11s, and it no, they should have just stuck to building good quality cameras and packaging everything with your camera. So that's that's the point I came to. And after seeing um you know other people having a bunch of action cameras, I was like, okay, sweet. I have what I have, they have what they have, sweet. I'm part of this action camera world. But I got one also because I'm an action sports kind of guy. Like, I'm totally 90s action sports. Like, where I live, there's a famous mountain biker here. Very famous. Matter of fact, he's one of the best in the world. Without him, downhill mountain biking would still be like it was in like 1990, 91. Sean Palmer, snowboarder, BMXer, downhill mountain cyclist. He was the first one and he was also a dirt bike rider. He rode dirt bikes. He used to jump out of his window at his mom's house with a BMX bike, like from his room, into the yard or into like maybe a swimming pool or whatever, and continue riding. He was extreme at the age of 10. Yeah. He was the first person to ride a downhill mountain bike in the late 90s with motocross gear on, like a motocross helmet, a vest, a shirt, knee pads, the boots, everything. We're talking stuff from freestyle BMX. I mean, freestyle motocross or supercross, supercross racing. He was the first one. He was the one that invented extreme sports, extreme look. I mean, in that sense that he looked like it, he was doing extreme things. His mountain bike is still at the intense Intense headquarters. I've been there plenty of times. Jeff Stieber is the owner. I've never met Jeff Stieber. That's a company I would work for. They're actually going to start hand building mountain bikes in the United States again. They're going to bring back all their manufacturing here. Aluminum bikes. Carbon fiber, they might still be made in Taiwan because Taiwan makes the best carbon fiber. But here, aluminum. All American, just like they used to. That is a company that you need to support. Intense. People have their old mountain bikes from the 90s that are still here on this planet. They've lasted forever, and they have actually asked Jeff Stieber personally, what should I do with my mountain bike? How should I upgrade it? The frame's still good. As a matter of fact, Sean Palmer's frame of his original downhill mountain bike from, I think, 1997 or something, I saw it right up at the front, and literally, it is cracked down the middle of the frame. And I asked the guy at the front office, I said, because when I entered in, I said, is that Sean Palmer's bike right there? I said, that is, right? That has a cracked frame in the that has a crack in the frame. Can you still ride that downhill, do extreme stuff with it? And the guy goes, yes, you can. Right off the bat. That's American ingenuity. Not the American ingenuity we see now at Ford, which is having recalls left and right. They might as well just go bankrupt. They might as well just shut down. They might as well file for Chapter 11. I don't like Ford in any event. The only cars I really like from them is their GT40s. GT40, even the GT90 concept and all that. Mustang, the Cobra, like the actual sports car Mustang, not the stupid electric SUV crap, and their Ford Focus RSs and STs and SVTs. That's all I like. And their Ford Couriers that they made in the 70s and early 80s, which were basically Mitsubishi B2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I'm wrong on that one. I'll have to recheck. Um, and so, you know, yeah. Um, so you don't you don't really need to go all out to be all out. You can be all out for a penny. There's plenty of people who have done that. And you're seeing one right now, live. I I mean, and I know no one's going to care of where I am today. Do I care about where I am today? Yeah. In a Christian sense, in a God godly sense. You know, I I look up, you know, well, I shouldn't say look up, but like I look at God and he's my inspiration. I see what he has done and I'm just like, you know what? I can achieve that. I I can get there. It's going to take time because God didn't do everything in one day. He did it in 7 days. And the seventh day he rested. And that's what I'm going to do. This company I'm creating is going to be full time. No rest. I'm not going to have time for bullshit. On the seventh day is where I rest. Alone time, me time. which is Saturday, a day of worship, a day to worship God. Because the first day of the week is Sunday, it's not Monday. So, um, I, uh, I have this plan. It's laid out. It's a work in progress. It's slow, but it's going to get there. And do I have a goal? Yeah, I guess you could say I have one goal for this plan. But you see, it doesn't end at the goal. It all ends when I get to heaven. Because when I get to heaven and stay in heaven for eternity, God is going to say, "You've done your job. I put you on the planet for the job. You completed it. You completed the job. And so now just be with me." So that's when this whole plan and my goal ends. Okay? Um, um, so we're gonna talk a bit. Um, I know it's been past it's almost 50 minutes, and it doesn't seem like I talked about much. But anything I say, anything one says, is something to talk about, no matter what. I mean, I shouldn't say no matter what in the terms of, you know, anything and everything. If it's good content to talk about, if it's stuff that is positive for your mind, body, soul, brain, heart, if it's constructive, not destructive, if it's just a bunch of nonsense, if it's a bunch of fluff, well then just don't even have a conversation. Um, so um, and if you see this, over here, uh, not my hand, but ooh, jeez, that really yanked one. If you see the light behind me, okay, this light, yeah, I know it's bright. I could put a screen. I could build something and put a screen there, but I'm not going to. Let me see if the light in front of me is too much. See, it kind of lowered the intensity of the shirt because it's a light shirt. If it was black, if it was a dark color, it wouldn't, affect it too much. But you know, I don't have anything on my face. Um, the well, this light's not even charged. Um, and my other one needs to be charged too. But I'm gonna get some like plug-in ones or whatever. These I usually I bought these ones because I can mount them on the top of my camera. Like I bought those for my camera. Instead of using a flash, I just pop that light on and take a photo, and there you go. At nighttime. So, oh, and speaking of that, I need to actually edit some photos on there that I took of people in Old Town Temecula. I haven't done that yet. I've been busy with work actually. They've been giving me a lot of hours, and then I've been like just going to sleep and working and waiting for this podcast stuff. Um, just my boom stand and all that. So, all right. So let's dive in a little bit, okay? So, uh, how should I start this off? Because I've watched countless videos. I've done my research over the years, not in 2 weeks. You know, this is a lot of years worth of stuff. And I actually took an audio engineering class in college. I went to a community college and I took an audio engineering class. So I know a little bit, about audio engineering. I'm not the best at it, to tell you the truth. I am the level I'm at. If you would say to 1 to 10, I'm at like a 3. Okay, that I'm being honest. I'm at a 3. I'm there, but I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, I can mix a little bit. I can make some music, hence the hint, some of the songs I made on my YouTube channel, and others that I haven't put on here that I made 10, 12 years ago. Why? Uh, I don't want to say fear of anything or something, but I don't know. Just kind of thought, who's gonna listen to my music? I'll put it on now. I'll get the ball rolling again with my music. Um, but for now, I'm doing this. So um, I took a semester of audio engineering. I even took some piano lessons. Um, and so sorry for not looking at the camera. I keep looking at stuff around the desk. So so for speaking of that, I have some knowledge in some things, but I even learned on my own. I read some books. I went on the internet and stuff like that. I even talked to other people who like the same stuff, and um, so I dabbled here and there. But like I said, I'm not a professional by any means. No way. No way. Just because you see me have a boom stand, just because you see me with microphones like what Joe Rogan has, same type of, body style shapes, and what like singers use or whatever, something that looks like what they use, doesn't mean I'm professional. No. And this will never be a, I will never become professional at this. Like, I don't like that term. I don't like to use that. I'm at right now I'm at level 2, level 3. Will I get to level 10, level 11? Oh, I'll get there. That's when I'm in heaven though. Being honest, I'd be at level 5 on earth. And that's fine with me. Why is that fine with me? Because my level 5 is like someone's level 10. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to be at someone's level 10. I'll be at my own level. I don't need to be the other person, and they don't need to be me. I don't have to, and they don't have to. Free will, freedom of choice, that come from God. And so I right now I'm at a level 2 or 3. Level 2. If 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 I really want to be true and honest. Level 3 is exaggerating it a bit, but I'm at a level 2, and that's fine. Where I'm at, it's fine. I'm going to stay this way until I have learned a lot of things. And I'm going to I'm going to stay this way for a while. Right now, I'm going to learn with the equipment I have. This is what I'm getting at, okay? And I want to make this clear. I want to make this very clear. Before I show you what's in my hand. Um so But I had this in front of me. Okay. Now I could show you stuff off of Amazon, doing screencasting and resizing everything. I mean I could show you plenty of things. There's a lot of things I could show you on there, but I have stuff right in front of me to show you. Now I could look at the stuff myself off the internet just to kind of give you a price point. Okay. Um, but I could also just make up price points that are realistic price points, not for the actual product I got, but for that type of a product, not the actual, not this type of company's product, but the actual product. So, um, this is what I'm gonna get at here. Okay, all right. So, if somebody wants to start doing videos and photography, and they want to start making money off of it, they want to start podcasting, they want to start vlogging, blogging, um, doing photos, becoming a photographer. If they want to start doing that, what advice could I give them? Well, first of all, I don't have any advice to give you because I'm not someone who knows anything about this. And that's a true fact. I don't know anything about photography. I know nothing about videography, blogging, vlogging. I don't know how to do any of that. And I'm being honest with you. Like, you want to ask me, well, this little brain of mine doesn't know anything. I want to make that clear. Just take a minute to let that sink in. And I'm not joking around. I really don't know anything. Like, you want to ask me what microphone to get? I have no idea. And I'm not messing around with you and then, oh, yeah, I do know something. I was just kidding. No, I really don't know. Um, I, I could show you some things, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about just because I'm showing you. Let me show you some things. Alrighty. So we're gonna go through this. Like I said, I don't know anything. Just because I'm showing you doesn't mean I know jack squat. I'm serious. I'm being honest. Alrighty, we're gonna go through some things here. First, we're gonna talk about audio. Um, the very first headphones were actually created in the 1800s. You can look this up for yourself. The information is out there in books and online. Like you can read books, you can find it on the internet. I mean, it's out there. And some of the very first microphones, actually. And over time, they got improved. Actually, some of the very first headphones and microphones, they could shock you. I mean, there was it was pretty scary, because it was the early days of headphone and microphone technology. But over the years, they have improved a lot of that technology. What I'm about to show you right now, a lot of people buy. They buy it. They buy this certain type of microphone. Um, why? Well, I actually aim to find out why a lot of people go this route. I went this route too. Um, but it was, well, let's let's get into the microphone. And I have two of them. So this microphone that you see right here, okay? This is what we would call a shotgun microphone. Okay. This is a Boya by dash MM1. Okay, the company Boya makes this, and they also make lavalier microphones. Okay, or lavalier microphones, however you say it, lavalier. It comes with a windsock. Okay, this is to protect you when it's like windy outside. So that way you don't get that wind noise. When you're inside, you could put this on uh, as like a sock, like what I have this one on, to diminish some of the pops, uh, when you're inside. Or you can just use the microphone as is like this. Now, this microphone comes with two types of cords. It comes with a cord that uh, plugs into a DSLR camera, but it also comes with a cord that plugs into cell phones, smartphones. Okay. And this is what the microphone looks like with the sock on. I don't know if you can see that. Now, why did I get one? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. The other one that I got for free from Marcus Picks off of one of his giveaways. Shout out to Marcus Picks, by the way. You're doing a great job, man. Keep it up. I really like the content that you make. You inspire me to do content, by the way. And I'm going to support your channel. And God's supporting it too. And God is supporting this channel. God's sponsor, today's sponsor for this channel is God. So, this is a Rode Video Micro. Now, it's another shotgun mic, okay? Now, is there a difference between the Rode Video Micro and the Boya by dash MM1? Is there a difference? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. This too comes with a windsock. Okay, here's the windsock. This windsock actually fits on the other microphone. The other windsock off of the Boya fits on the Rode Video Micro. This Rode Video Micro plugs into DSLR cameras, okay, via this cable, and also plugs into smartphone cameras. And it has a removable back, an unscrewable back, in case you need to fix something on it. So they both are shotgun microphones. They are like, let me try to remember this. So omnidirectional, if I remember, is like all around. So this is like bi-directional. It's like this is like one direction. Like if I was to hold the microphone up like this, it would be very effective. If I was to hold it like this, it wouldn't be very effective. So these microphones are best when they're like this, when they're pointed directly at you, like a gun pointed directly at you. Now, I mentioned something in the beginning, okay? And here's both microphones, okay? The price point of this one, of the Rode Video Micro, and the price point of this one, the Boya Bi-MM1, is pretty different. This one is like $19. This one is almost $50. So let's say 48 bucks plus tax, 19 bucks plus tax. I mean, there's quite a difference. Um, but is there a difference in quality? Well, this one is made in Australia, like all of it. It's designed and made in Australia. This one, I think, is a Chinese company, designed and made in China. But like with the Chinese, I'm sure they copied Rode or something. So, um, I said something at the beginning. A lot of people buy these and mount them to DSLR cameras, okay? Which I'm going to get my DSLR camera in a minute. Both microphones, the one for the Boya though, this portion, it broke. Me and my buddy were trying to create some video and it broke because this was sitting on a tripod on my camera, like on the top of my camera was on the tripod. The Boya microphone was on the top of the camera, and then it tipped over with barely any wind, and it broke this little piece. And it was a plastic one. It wasn't this like flimsy one like this, you know. So this is for the Rode Video Micro, but it also works with the Boya um, Bi-MM1. I'm actually going to get two more of these. I saw a pair on Amazon for literally like $8, and you get two of them. Just pieces of plastic with maybe like this part being rubber. Ooh, there goes the light. It's on a timer, so let me get this light. Oh, I know there's a shadow over me. I know. I know I look strange and weird. Let me tone it down a bit. So, um, here I'll, because I know that I didn't show you, but here's the Boya by MM1. Okay. Actually, let me increase the light a bit. All right. So this is for the Rode Video Micro. But this is not a Rode Video Micro. It's basically a shock mount, is what it is. So it keeps the microphone, in balance. In case you hit it, it's not going to have any effect. Just like this microphone here, it's inside of a shock mount. Okay? It's so that way if you accidentally bump the microphone or something, or if it's windy outside, this one at least, it's not going to do much. It's still going to stay the same. The vibration is not going to affect it as much as if it was a fixed microphone. Um, so, uh, a lot of people buy these microphones and they're like, sweet, I got a setup. I got a camera. I got like a $500 DSLR. I got one of these microphones and I'm set to go. I'm ready. Or I got a cell phone with that type of a microphone and I'm ready. Here's the thing. These microphones are actually better than the default microphones that come with your camera or your smartphone. That I will give. I will say that they are better. So, for those of you who say, because even Marcus Pix talks about this. But for those of you who say, well, these, a lot of people go for these, this and that, but really that's not the way to go. There's better setups. Don't be, that guy who goes out and buys a, you know, some DSLR camera and then puts it on there just because you saw a video of it. No, 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 no. Look, you can start off with that cheap little action camera you have for $30. But there are ways of making it a lot better than just you holding the action camera, in your hand like this. You can get really good at stabilizing things with, your body, but your body still shakes. It still has these minute shakes that you do not account for. That's why some people buy selfie sticks and attach the uh, action camera, the little cheap action camera or the expensive one, to the end of the selfie stick, and that's all they use. Same thing with cell phones, and that's just fine. A lot of people talk about video quality and stabilization. And yeah, we do care about it to a certain degree. But if you're taking 720p videos with a selfie stick, with the regular microphone that's built into the camera, well, sure, that's fine. The video part's fine, but not the audio. Audio is very important because it's like when you watch, movies. There are certain movies where the visual is great, but like you can't hear what the actor's saying. That's just bad audio. It's. So that's why even investing in some cheap little, you know, Rode Video Micro or some Boya Buy Dash MM1, shotgun microphone, even investing in that is just great. I don't have anything against that. Those of you who want to mount it to the top of whatever type of device you want to mount it to, that's great. If this is what you want to use for video game streams, and you don't want to get one of those HyperX microphones, or you don't want to get something like this, and you just want to, hook up this to a like little desk tripod, like one of those three-pronged tripods, that you got for like $5 at 99-cent store. Hey, awesome. Be my guest. I get. I have another shotgun microphone to show you. Yes, this is another shotgun microphone. This is kind of like the ones that you would see the news reporters have, kind of. Those tall ones where there's, where they have the long windsock and they're talking, and they're talking like this. So this one is battery operated. Okay? This is battery operated. And so this has a couple of modes on it. Okay? Let me see if you can. So it has tele mode, normal mode, and then off. So normal mode is it's you know it's kind of just a short little kind of almost cylindrical, almost full cylindrical type of mode. This other mode, which is tele mode, it's like it's like long, it's like if you're holding it like this. This is another microphone that you hold like this. This microphone also came with its own type of mount. Uh, it didn't come with a shock mount like this one, you know, but it came with something similar to this. Um, you know, so think of it as like it's on something like this. Let me see. Okay. Um, huh. So as you saw in some of my older Temecula talk videos, this is the microphone I was using when I was standing out there in Old Town Temecula. And when I interviewed those girls and that one guy, this is what I used. Now, I love this one. You know how much I paid for this? This thing is powerful. This thing uses XLR cables. You can go XLR to XLR, XLR to 3.5 millimeter, and that's about it. This thing I got for like 25 bucks. It's still on Amazon for 25 bucks, and there's plenty of these. So if I wanted another microphone like this, I'd get this. Because what I was looking for was a TV interview microphone. No, well, I shouldn't say TV, but like a news interview microphone. And there were a bunch of them out there. They were real legitimate, like newsroom microphones that you hold out in the field. But when I saw this one, I was like, okay, this one doesn't have any flashy photos. The reviews on this one, I could tell they're legitimate reviews. They're not bot reviews or paid and bought for reviews. These are like legitimate reviews. And I was like, okay, wait, there's a catch to this. Why this is $25? Because it's literally like the lowest price I saw at the time, and it's still $25. It has not gone up or gone down. I think it went on sale to like 20 bucks at one point, so $5 off. But I said, okay, what's the catch here though? Why is it this price? How shitty is it? Come on, I really want to know the real story. And it comes with XLR cables. Come on, like, and it says something about battery, but it didn't. say full specifics. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you buy. So I bought it, and as soon as I started testing it at home, I was like, wow, this is powerful. For $25, this is like the Shure XM7, or the I don't know, some Behringer or some newsroom microphone handheld, in the field type thing. Like this gets the job done, and it has two modes, not one. This is not just some janky fixed Chinese microphone where they just said screw you. You get what you get and don't throw a fit. No, they went the extra mile of making sure that hey, you get something good for 25 bucks. Unidirectional electric condenser microphone. Now they spelled the electric wrong, but that's basically what that says. This is a beast of a microphone. I hold it like this, you know, or I'll have it like this on top of my camera. I know it looks janky. Like imagine on top of a camera, you know. 1990s. Anyone? Anyone? 1990s? You know, where things were just a bit off, like they looked like they were off because people were like putting big things on small things. Like, heck yeah, who cares? If it works, it works. The battery I had in here at first corroded a little bit, so I quickly took it out. Um, and I just replaced it with a better battery. Um, Now is it better than like these shotgun microphones? Well, this one doesn't come with a windscreen. I mean, I guess you could call this portion a windscreen, but not really. I mean, it's it, I I would say this portion is more like a pop filter type thing, which I will get to in a minute. I guess you could say this video is kind of just a video where we're sitting and relaxing, and we're we're talking about things and gonna share some ideas, and stuff like that. I'm just gonna go for hours and hours until I pass out and die and go to heaven. Yeah, this is. I guess you could say it's a windsock, a windsock, whatever. Um, because I can talk into the microphone like this, and it would be very loud. I'd have to turn down the gain and all that, the volume knob way down. But this windsock, does just fine. It's not one of these type of windsocks. I get it. Because when people think of windsocks, especially when they see newscasters out in the field, they think of like this. But this is also, called a windsock. It's just a different type of windsock. The headset that I have on, I don't know if you can see that. It's a cheap gaming headset that I bought off of Amazon also. For my PlayStation 3, PC, cell phone, you name it. It works with Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, computer, laptop, desktop, and a cell phone, tablet, Android and iOS. These these are headphones. with a microphone on it. Well, these are not headphones. These are earphones. In the ear earphones. What I have on is over the head headphones. I had to pull this chair closer. I had to pull this chair closer because I have stuff on it that I want to show you. The microphone I'm using right now is XLR to 3.5 millimeter, and essentially, uh, that's what this is. This cable right here is 3.5 millimeter, okay, to XLR right here. And I can plug this into any of my XLR microphones. And this is one of my, actually my only one, XLR to XLR, okay? Male and female. Because as you can see here, this takes XLR inputs. Whereas a microphone such as this one, it only takes 3.5 inputs, 3.5 millimeter inputs. There's also microphones that take the bigger inputs. There's ones that take these bigger inputs like this one. Here, let me get closer to the camera. And they go into ports just like that one. I do have a separate camera here that I could hook up. It's my other action camera, my head cam, that I could actually use to show you like products on the bottom here, as well as you see me. So on my next live stream, I think I'm going to do that. What I'm actually fixing to get is another action cam. I'm going to get a Brave 7 or the 8. They're $200, They're not GoPro territory, like expensive wise. On the high end GoPros, they're more like the cheaper GoPros. That's retail for, 200 to 300 bucks. That way, because my head cam, my head action cam, it doesn't do a wide angle like this one. I think it goes up to 140. This one goes up to 170. This DB Power EX 5000, which is really nice for the price, and they still sell it on Amazon. I could almost get another one of these, but because the Brave from Akaso, a Brave 7, because Akaso is doing such a great job at making good quality action cams at an affordable price and not just copying all of these other action cams you see on Amazon and eBay, which different names but same thing. Those are the ones to go for now. Sorry, guys. When you itch, you itch. So, um, And this that action cam that I have that I'm using right now, it's oh yeah, it's a cheapie. Like I think I got it for $20 or $17. But I love it. I'm I mean, I don't need to get some streaming camera or whatever. I just use this. I mean, the video quality, I mean, no one's going to care. They care more about the audio. So at least I invested in some microphones and not just, you know, use this little janky headphone. For my PlayStation 3, who cares? I'm not streaming on there. I don't have an Elgato. I'm just playing Call of Duty on my PS3, yada yada yada. So this headphone right here, it works just fine. I don't even care. You know, I don't need to go buy some Turtle Beach headphones for that. You spend your 20 to 25 bucks on a headset for your PlayStation 3 and you're done. I mean, this is a plug and play type of thing. It works. I don't have to. All I have to do is I have to use just a thing that plugs into the PS3 and then plug this into that port, and it has like a volume control and an on and off switch, I guess, for the mic or whatever. So it's pretty cool. But for what I have, I wanted to invest in some good microphones for this other stuff. I didn't want to invest in $3,000 microphones because what if this doesn't work out? I wasted $3,000. So if I just spend 30 bucks, there you go. It's only 30 bucks. At least with the job I have, it's like whatever. I made back way more than what I spent. So, um, this this microphone that I'm using, this is not the one that came with the Mayono Caster Lite podcasting sound card set. The one that came with it is an actual Mayono Caster microphone. Now they don't sell this one separately on their website. You can only get it with the Mayono Caster Lite bundle. The whole you get this. You get the microphone um, right here, and then you get your Mayono Caster Lite podcasting interface. With the knobs and buttons and stuff. Um, and so you get this, and it comes with XLR to XLR and XLR to 3.5 millimeter. Now this is a really good microphone. This microphone right here, for I mean, I bet if they were to sell this separately, this would probably sell for like $15. And for 15 bucks, this really picks up audio great with or without the sock on it. I mean, it picks it up really good. I was like, holy crap, because I didn't get this second one because I thought this was gonna be crap. I was just like, okay, this comes with a microphone. It's to get people started. It's a starter kit. I bet you the microphone is going to be okay. But no. Oh my gosh. Some of the other videos where I had this on my desk and I was like using it, you guys heard the audio quality. I mean, it was loud and popping. So would I recommend the Mayono Caster Lite and this microphone? Well, I haven't used it for 2 years. So I really can't say. And I haven't tested out 30,000 microphones in my life. But what I can tell you is, for me, right off the bat, I thought it did just fine for what I needed to do, for what I'm using it for. This microphone is from Movo. Now, think of the company Newer or Newer or Newer, they kind of have similar stuff, like in the price bracket of like 15 to $50. In like their level 1 to level 5 type stuff. This Movo falls into that category. This you can get this Movo microphone as a bundle where it comes with a boom stand, the microphone, uh, other accessories, you know, um, and XLR to XLR, and XLR to 3.5 millimeter. 3.5 millimeter. Or you can just get this Movo microphone by itself, which is what I didn't know I did. And I didn't know because, well, there were two price points. And one, let's say, was $80, and the other one was $40. And I was like, okay, why is this $40 and why is this $80? But when they had put what was in the package on Amazon, like all the details, they just put the same details. They didn't like change the details on one and the other, you know. Uh, and I didn't. This happens a lot to a lot of people. I didn't. I did look at the pictures. I did read the reviews. I even researched it online. You know, about the company Movo, all this stuff, comparison videos. I went to forums and stuff, and then I said, okay, well, you know what? This is probably just a discounted price. They're- You know, who knows? So I said, I'll get this, but it didn't come with a boom stand. It didn't come with anything else. It didn't come with a well, it came with a shock mount, the microphone, the cables, but it didn't come with anything else. So I went and bought my own boom stand, which is fine. Just fine. That's the beauty of life. Everything is separate. Like you can get things separately. So at least, I mean, yeah, mix and match your quality. I mean, sure. Don't car companies do that every day? I mean, look at General Motors and how the Corvette has parts that you find in a Chevy Impala. Like it literally, they just, it's like the Corvette is a piece of shit because what they do is they take the interior, they take the exterior of some other car and just apply it to the Corvette and charge you way more than the other one and just give you an engine that has more horsepower. So really, you're getting the same car with just more horsepower and a much higher price. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just an example. They just borrow parts from other cars because they try to cut costs, save money. Yeah, look where that gets you. It's what Lee Iacocca did in the 80s to Chrysler when they were about to go bankrupt. Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, Jeep, all the other brands under it. And so, yeah, mix and matching parts. I mean, it happens all the time. Different quality parts with other different quality parts. It happens all the time. Um, and there is something wrong with it. There is something wrong with doing that. But then there's not, because there's not just both sides to the story. It's not just black and white. There's a bit of everything. There's the shades of gray. That's what people say nowadays. I don't like that term, but I mean, you can use that term if you want to. I'm not telling you not to use it. I wouldn't want it banned. I just there is the full spectrum of colors. There's the whole spectrum of colors. It's all around. So this is the microphone that I'm using tonight because I'm testing out. I want your feedback on the audio of my microphone. I want your feedback on this audio. And if you want to give feedback on the video, you can give feedback on the video. But this is more of audio type of testing because this microphone initially didn't seem to pick up a lot. It is a heavier microphone, so and this boom stand supports it. This boom stand, as long as you tighten it, I mean not as long, but this type of boom stand that you see here supports this type of microphone. I can put this type of microphone on it. This one's actually lightweight. This microphone is very lightweight. It must not have um, it must not have a lot of stuff inside of it. This one, it's got some weight to it. I don't know what the weight is. I know that's a thing that people care about. Um, but more or less, if you see a boom stand like this, that's anywhere from uh $10 all the way on up to $20. Come on, it's not that hard to tell that it will only support microphones that are from the $10 range to the $30 range. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. It's You can even tell. You don't have to go look up the spec sheet or anything. Come on. It's just common sense. Use your brain. I mean, that's why, like, when I went boom stand shopping, when I went shopping for a boom stand, I was like, okay, I'll spend the $15 on a boom stand, $14. I'll get one of these cheap boom stands because um, the microphones that I have will be able to work with the boom stand that I want, that I need. This boom stand is great for these microphones. Can I put any other microphones on here? Yeah? I mean, I guess I could put this microphone on here and it's a very lightweight one. Um, if I find the proper, thing to screw on to here, because there's this like thing you have to screw onto this little part. So if I find the proper thing and then attach it to that, yeah, sure, I bet. I can put this microphone on here. Um, when I was doing those live streams of my video games, the microphone I was using, which I I think this is a great company. They're called Purple Panda. Okay, and they actually make um, lavalier microphones. Now, for those of you who do not know what a lavalier microphone is, because I know you hear a bunch of these terms thrown around. These you hear all kind like you hear about you like there's different kinds of microphones: shotgun microphones, lavalier microphones, condenser microphones, um, omnidirectional, bidirectional, and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? So what a lavalier, and I have two lavalier. Well, I have four. I mean, I have three lavalier microphones. Um, One is by Boya, which plugs into cell phones, which takes a little tiny round battery to operate. Um, and it has an XLR cable. But then I have two from Panda. This kit right here comes with two microphones and all the connectors you need and extenders, and so this is what a lavalier microphone looks like. Okay? You basically pin it to your shirt. Um, and then it uses on the other side. I don't know if you can see that XLR cable. Oof. I guess I moved the. Guess I moved the microphone a little too much. And so basically, you know, I that's what I was using. I had a pin in my shirt, and it was mainly because I wanted to basically be in a comfortable position on my chair and have this microphone in a comfortable position, and be able to talk at a comfortable position. Before that, I was using the um, Mayonocaster uh, microphone setup. Then I said, why don't I just use my lav for a while until I get this setup, which I'm going to show you by moving this microphone in a bit what my gaming setup will look like. So this comes with two lavalier microphones. So if you wanted to plug in both to a device, you can. It has all the cords for it. Purple Panda is a really good company. They make really good microphones. I think I've had this for like a year now, and they work really great. So, um, I'm gonna position this away from me, and I'm gonna show you what the gaming setup will look like. Just a basic gaming setup or non-basic, whatever. Well, I moved it away from me, but you get the idea. Like, you have like you don't want it obstructing your view of the screen, and you don't want it in the way of your mouse and keyboard. So essentially, you could have it this far away. I don't know if you can hear my voice. It kind of sucks right now, um, because it's pretty far away, and this microphone it picks up pretty good far away, but it's better if it's close. Um, so I can actually put this down a bit, and then I can have it here. That way, it's not obstructing my view, which is really nice. Which is why I recommend buying a boom stand. I can even adjust the microphone, so I can have this boom stand a bit down, and then adjust the microphone so that way it's up. And I can even twist the microphone so that way this thing inside of here actually is facing my voice. Okay? So let's do that again. Alrighty? So this is kind of what I would be aiming for. Okay? Now it works just fine. I don't have any issues with it. Um, I know that there are some of you that might not want to go that route, and you might want to go the route of just mounting something like this on your desk and hooking it up that way, you know, and that's fine too. I do have I don't have anything against blue uh blue Yeti microphones or snowballs or whatever, but everybody gets those. Like everyone goes to Best Buy and buys them. Like a lady not too long ago, she, you know, I was looking for memory cards for my camera because I'm going to get a bunch of because I was in the process of getting a 256 gigabyte um, you know micro SD card for my camera because I have the 128 gigabyte ones and 64s. The 64s I relegated to my cell phone. The 128s I relegated to mm, well, the 64s I relegated to the action cams and the microphones. I mean, microphones, action cams and cameras. Ugh, action cameras, and cell phones. And then the 128s I relegated to the DSLR camera that I have. And I said, well, I'm gonna need a 256 gigabyte one pretty soon. So why don't I go ahead and look for one at Best Buy that's a good price? Maybe there's a sale price. It doesn't have to be Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Who cares about that crap? Who cares about Christmas deals? I was just seeing if there was just a normal sale. Maybe $5 off, $10 off. Make sure you drink your water. I drink all mine. Water is the best thing for you. So I basically was like, well, I see them, but they're expensive at Best Buy. I didn't check anywhere else. Maybe there was a sale at Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, any other electronics store, maybe Target, Walmart. I don't know. You know. So this lady was there, and she, I guess, wanted to get what we would call a vlogging kit, or a microphone, a light, a tripod, or a microphone or something. And I gave her a very brief and quick type of a talk. I said, you could just go on Amazon. There's a plethora of stuff. And she goes, well, I didn't want to wait for it. I don't want to sit and wait. Okay, instant gratification right there. She has to have it right then and there. If she's trying to get started right then and there, okay, that's fine. You know how long I waited? Do you know how long it's been for me to get this stuff? I don't care to get it right off the bat. If I have to start off with a crappy camera like this, and I'm not bagging on the woman. She had kids with her. Her kids were going to learn something from her using all the equipment that she was getting. Hey, I support that. I think taking your kids outside of the house and having them go shopping with you to look at stuff, to have them learn what prices are, and to have them see the quality of products and which one is better quality than the other for this price or that price, and which one's crappier quality at this price or that price is great because they learn. They're in the real world learning, not in the stupid metaverse learning how to jack their dick off to some robotic AI that looks sexy. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You know I'm talking to you, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm speaking directly to you. So essentially, I I was like, okay, well, if you're just gonna be here at Best Buy, well, those vlogging kits they have, okay, it's fine. They're sold everywhere. And by the way, if you go to my about page on Biohazard Candy Kid, um, basically you will see my link to my Anchor FM uh, podcasting channel. I don't have a link to my um, WordPress just yet. I still have to fix that. I I tried to make something at least professional at first, but I'm kind of gonna redo things, and now that I'm getting the ball rolling on certain things, so just check out those links. I normally don't say that kind of stuff because look, if you see it in my videos right then and there, you know that I put that there. Why do I need to say it? I mean, sure, I'll tell you that it's right there, but no, you know. So I just want to make a note of that, you know. And today's sponsor is God, by the way. God sponsored this video. He made it possible. hmm Thank you, God. I'm glad you sponsored this video. Um, I will repay you though. What are we at? Hmm, 2 hours. Oh, that's real nice. Maybe what I'll do is I will make this like a 2 hour and whatever minute video, and then I will do another live stream, and we'll go for. Nah, I could do it on this one. So I, I I was talking to a lady and I told her, I said, well, okay, what you got here is not bad, and she was actually looking at even those other like okay, so she was looking at the vlogging kits, the lights. She was even looking at tripods and all this other stuff. She was basically in the microphone camera section, and she pointed to the podcasting microphones. Um, whether it and oh, and by the way, these headphones that I have, they're really great headphones. They don't last you forever, but if you treat them nice, they'll last you like 3 years before you have to buy new ones. Because I mean, I've tested all kinds of brands of like earbuds, and they always seem to fail right here, or right at the top of one of the little earpieces. But this is by a company by J Labs, and they actually have podcasting microphones at Best Buy, just like the Snowball Yetis, the blue. What the hell? Um, I mean, they do produce like this type of stuff. I mean, so the price is cheaper. I don't know about the quality. I don't even know about the quality of the Yetis or all those other ones that you see out there. Um, but so she was looking at those, and I said, well, if you want to get one, be my guest, your choice. I know everyone gets those. It's a mainstream product. Everyone gets them because they say the sound quality is great. But look, you want to know more information? Go to Marcus Picks on YouTube, and he'll tell you all about microphones and cameras and all that stuff. He's a professional guy. He has all the answers, at least most of the answers. He knows what he's talking about. He's been doing videos and photos and movies and audio stuff for his whole life. He's even a famous painter. He's even a guy who he designed. He did models. He was designing models for malls in the '80s for major companies who wanted to build malls in certain cities. I mean, so I recommended him to her, and I said, but for now, since you're here and you want something right here and there because, you don't want to wait for it, or, you just want to get something real quick, what you have and what you're looking at, okay, it's fine. I mean, if this is what you want to start off with, that's great. I mean, she wasn't breaking the bank. She wasn't starting off with $10,000, but she wasn't starting off either with $50. she was starting off, I would say, at $100. Um, I mean, the vlogging kit actually, it was for cell phones, but you could apply it to your computer and stuff. But it was mainly for, um, it came with, okay, it came with a shotgun microphone. It came with a, actually, here's what it came with. So this is what you would use uh, if you had a cell phone. Okay, you put your cell phone here, and then now this is a really good mount. They don't even make this anymore. This specific one. This one actually came with um, this light, which I should have gotten two of these lights at the time I bought it. Oh, because I could buy this light separate. This light right here, I'm able to take off this back lens and either have this color or this color. It has a rechargeable battery, or I could put three AAA batteries in here. And it has a dial right here, okay, and an on and off switch. And it screws in to either like your little screw mount thing, or you can slide it on the top of your camera in a hot shoe. Just like so. But this thing came with that, and it was sweet. So the thing that she was looking at came with one of these. It came with a light, and then it came with a shotgun microphone, that you could put on top or that you could put off to the side right here. Which this actually has a screw hole on the side here for that purpose. Um, as well as it has a screw hole on the bottom so you could put it on a tripod. You put it on a tripod, like this way or this way. Um, this one is one of the best by Ulanzi because this one, it has three hot shoe mounts. So I could put like three lights up here or two lights and a shotgun microphone on top if I don't want it on the side here, on that side. So that's what she was looking at, those vlogging kits. Initially, I didn't buy one. I made my own by picking and choosing. Why? Because for me, buying a vlogging kit that's a pre-made one, oh, it's fine. It's fine. I I would get one, but I didn't start off with one. I made my own because I like the freedom of making your own stuff, building it as you go. Because literally, think about this. I could spend $80, $80, and get the whole kit. It comes with a tripod. It comes with the light. It comes with the microphone. And it comes with a cell phone holder. So you get tripod, okay? The cell phone holder, a light, and a microphone. You get four items for $80. And I was like, okay, but wait a minute. The microphone is shit. Like it's probably what's already in your camera. Except this one you can mount it wherever. It's not fixed inside of a camera. The light, okay, sure, it's LED light. It's going to be at least bright enough to do vlogging inside of your room where you just have your cell phone here or your camera and you're just staring straight into it. Sure. The camera holder and the tripod, well, they are what they are. And you get what you get. If you build your own, you get to pick and choose each and individual part. And that's a lot better. It takes more time. And the lady didn't want to do that. She didn't want to take her time at examining parts. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, they see something at the store that's either a kit or they see something that someone else already has. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to get this because they have it. And that's not the route I went. When I when I was looking for boom stands for my microphone, actually I'm satisfied I got the microphone separate, um, and not the whole kit. Because the kit actually comes with the boom stand, all the other components, you know, such as the pop filter, um, the XLR to 3.5 millimeter and XLR cable and all the other attachments. But I'm kind of glad I went this route because it's like, okay, I get to research boom stands now. I get to see what's out there. Whereas if I got it as a kit, I just use the boom stand that it comes with and not know anything about boom stands. But why did I go with this cheap boom stand? There has to be a reason. Oh, there is a reason. You see, I went with the boom stand. I went with this cheap boom stand because I said, you know what? Why do I need to spend $100 on a boom stand? For what? This boom stand is going to give me the same effect. The quality is cheap. Yeah, but that depends on how I treat this boom stand. That depends on how how I use the boom stand. That depends on what type of microphone is on here. If I'm just putting these basic, not so heavy microphones on here, this thing's gonna last me forever. Like this thing will last me 3 years instead of 3 months. You see what I'm saying? But if I am to put stress on it, treat it like shit, yeah, it's gonna last me 3 months, not 5, not 3 years. So I decided that, um, hey, for the price, you get a boom stand. You know, uh, so my decision came down to basically quality for a cheaper price, like this low level quality for as cheap as I could get it, because I wasn't gonna spend $50 on something that literally should cost you $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, why why get the same thing for $50 when there's a better price? And this is not cheap by any means. I mean, this boom stand I think is great quality for the price. And even take off the price. This is still a good quality boom stand. It's not going to break on you the minute you look at it before you even purchase it. Nothing in the world does that. You can go to Dollar Tree and buy a little light, um, for book reading at night. It's not gonna. It's not that shitty that when you look at it, it's already broken. Come on now. Yes, I know. Sometimes when we um, sometimes we see damaged goods at a store, but that's due to like shipping and packaging and how they handle things. But if you were to like see something on the shelf at a store It doesn't break right when you look at it. Come on. It doesn't fall apart right when you look at it. It's not like you looking at it makes it break. It's not that shitty. Come on. So, um, this is a good quality boom stand. I had to make some adjustments to it. This table that you see here, it's not it's flat, but there's like this black bar underneath here. Um, it's not like this other table that's next to it where I can just slide in the boom stand. So what I had to do, because the boom stand and how it's set up got kind of funky, it sat on this black bar that's under here, and it would kind of move. I had to put a metal plate on here. Now this is a metal plate I got at Home Depot. I didn't get these today. These are actually used. I bought these for my project, um, which is actually over here. Um, you see this? This is my racing setup. That's that's for when I do racing games. That's my cockpit. I made it myself. I basically bought wood, bought paint. We already had paint brushes here, and I made myself a racing cockpit. And it's basically for this office chair that I'm sitting on. This one right here, or the one next to me right here, and it just slides in and slides out. Why did I go that route? Because I can make my own. The freedom to make your own stuff instead of spending a whole buttload of cash for something that you didn't make, and it's like, what the heck? Sure, I could get one of those metal ones, but I think the wooden ones are cool. You make it yourself. You cut the wood, you do all the sanding. American ingenuity or German ingenuity, wherever you are. It doesn't have to be America just because I live in this country. It could be anywhere on this planet. Make things yourself. But you can't but you can't make things yourself without using other tools that you've purchased. I want to make that clear. 'Cause you don't just go poof and you made it. It's not how that works. I made that because of a saw and some sandpaper that was bought at a hardware store. So, this setup I have is cheap. It's a really like, and what I mean by cheap is price point cheap, not in quality. Like I said, the quality of my stuff is fair quality, good quality. I'd say good quality for what I need, for my needs. It meets my needs. Does it meet the needs of Joe Rogan? Well, who cares? Who gives a shit about that guy? I mean, you know what I mean by who gives a shit about it. So essentially, you know, all in all, in the end, helping out that lady, she was really like thankful that I helped her out and explained a few things about um, audio equipment and video equipment, but mostly audio equipment because that's what she was looking at. And I told her I'm just starting out, like I've had my channel for a long time, this and that. I should have given her a business card of mine. Oh, by the way, I'll show you my business card. It's pretty cool. I made it on Amazon. Again, the freedom to make your own card. I mean, they already had the background and stuff. I just put whatever I need to put on there on it. Um, I could have come up with my own design and stuff, but I wanted to go with the pre-made template for now until I get something that's totally my own. Um, I mean, I if I remember correctly, I think they did have a blank one where you could just put a picture on there, like you put your own stuff on there. But I didn't. make my own stuff just yet. I'll do that in as time passes by. Like I'll not time passes by because time is precious, but I'll do that. After I give all these away, or I might just do another batch of 500 and give them out. My buddy's just messaging me. Um, so ooh, essentially, I uh, I gave her the advice that I could give her. I don't know much about any of this stuff. Like I told you in the beginning, I threw around some terms. I talked about a few things. You know, you see what humans like to do. What humans do, and they do this naturally and unnaturally, is they will get something in their life based off of other instead of basing it off instead of like not basing it off of other. So for instance, um like this is the the waterproof case for the DB Power EX5000 action camera, okay? So DB Power EX5000 action camera, uh waterproof housing. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll see this housing, and then they'll get the housing because they saw it by another person using it, they saw it at a store because everyone sees it at that store. They're not going to get it because, or I should actually say that a little bit better. Forget the housing. Okay, let's talk about camera. So you get a lot of people who they go out and they go purchase a product, and how they purchase that product is, well, I saw someone else have one, and since they have one, I'm going to buy one. I heard someone else talking about it, and since I heard them talking about it, I'm going to go buy one. Instead of them actually looking at every single camera company out there and looking at every single camera and not looking at who else has one or who else talked about one. Like when I went to go buy my DSLR camera, I didn't buy a DSLR camera because everyone else on the internet, everyone else outside of the internet has a DSLR camera. I bought my DSLR camera because I wanted to take photos and I wanted to be able to record video with a external with an external microphone. on a hot shoe or attached to my shirt or me holding it like an interviewer. And I wanted to be able to have something that had a detachable lens system, and not have a fixed lens system. I still could have used this camera forever, but the batteries died out. I did look online for batteries for this camera, and they do sell them. They're pretty cheap. There's a plethora of them. I still have the recharger for that camera, so all I have to do is buy two new batteries, and I'm set. And I'm actually thinking about going back to using this camera for. I mean, I'll still use my other one for photography and all that, but I'm thinking about using this one also because it's a fixed camera, fixed lens. It has a lot less features than my DSLR, so it's going to teach me a lot more. I'll have to do a lot more things to get it to be on par with my DSLR. So I got my DSLR because of my needs, because I was like, well, I need something that does video, okay, and does photos. I don't want to spend $10,000, $1,000, and I don't want to spend $100 and $200. So $600 to $800 is perfect. Now let me look at all the companies that make cameras from $600 to $800. I'm not gonna talk to anyone. Yeah, I saw Marcus Pix's videos about cameras and all, but I was just learning about audio stuff and photography, not so much the product. I mean, yeah, a little bit about the product, but really it was mostly because of photography and videography. But when it came to the product, looking at the cameras, I didn't refer to him, oh, which is the best camera? What should I use? No. As a matter of fact, I love Nikon. I think Nikon is one of the best cameras around, you know, for that price point. They make really good cameras for that price point. I got the Nikon D5600. It's an old camera. It came out in 2014-15. I bought it last year, this year, whatever. I love it. It's not a cell phone camera, and it's not a point and shoot camera like this, like a fixed, cheap $100 camera. But it's not a uh, $5,000 camera either. But I don't care about that. I don't care about cheap, expensive, whatever. I what I got is what I care about, and it works, and I'm gonna use it to a full extent. I'm actually thinking about buying a wide angle lens for it. It's like 10 to 55 millimeters or whatever. Because the one I have now on it is the regular 18 to 35 millimeters. Um, and I want something a little more wide angle. Um, and so I got what I got by me looking at all the cameras at the stores, seeing what's available. And then yeah, I read blogs. I did my research. But I didn't like buy the camera because someone said get the Nikon D5600. No, I bought it based off of the knowledge I acquired about cameras and how some they will support microphones, but you have to buy like an extra dongle piece in order to attach a microphone to it. And how some take rechargeable batteries and then some use four AAA batteries or five, or I mean, four AA batteries or five of them. Some have a hot shoe on them, some don't. Some have flip up screens that not only flip up, but they twist left and right, up and down. Some have a fixed screen. Some of them have autofocus tracking, some don't. Some of them don't even come with a lens right off the bat. You have to buy the lens separate. There's so many things, so many different, you know, there's just so much stuff. And some cameras come with some of it, some cameras don't. Sometimes, each camera is different. Each camera company is different. Yeah, sure, they all strive to be somewhat similar in some way. But, and there were some that didn't even support, the capability to add a microphone and plug it in. They had a built-in microphone and you were stuck with that. And you know, that was even at the high price point of $800. Not just necessarily the $100 price point. And I always loved Nikon. I thought Nikon was, the pinnacle of cameras back in the day. Partially because I didn't know that there were super expensive high-end cameras that, my gosh, were just out of this world. But let's see if you see this. Let me see. All right. Alrighty. Let's see if you can hear me. Alrighty. I'm twisting my microphone around to see if it turns out better. Alrighty. Because I want this microphone to be positioned in a way where you can hear me a lot clearer. So that's what I base my decisions off is I looked at spec sheets of each camera. I looked at the spec sheets. I looked at what other people were saying about the spec sheets of cameras. And I went off of that and I made my final decision. And when I saw this Nikon D5600, I was like, it has everything I need for that price. And it's that old. Wow, I'm getting this. And out of the D series, I mean, I've never owned another one. So I don't know if this one's the best one or the worst, but for what I need it for, it's great. I don't have any qualms about it. Would I get another camera? I have another one. I have my gimbal stabilizer. So I could mount that camera to there. I can mount my phone to it, my action cam, my DSLR. My DSLR is big. It goes on that stabilizer, but that one, I got the Zen Crane M2. I didn't get the M3. And I didn't know that the M3 was for bigger cameras. I thought it was just a new and improved model, so I got the old one because I was like, it's cheaper. It's going on sale. It's cheaper, but it's also on sale, not at its regular cheap price. And then I watched some videos and read some reviews or blogs or whatever, and come to find out that the other one is for the bigger cameras, DSLRs. not for like a small and skinny DSLR like this. But it's okay. Mine works. It fits. It doesn't break the motors. Um, so before I end this video, because it's going on like, let's see, yeah, 3 hours almost. Like it's at 2:30. It's like at 2:31. Um, you know, and we're gonna talk more about this. You're gonna see the progress of my company, my channel, grow and stuff like that. But the point I wanted to make today is when you go out and buy stuff, um, when you want to get started in something, really do your research, do your due diligence, and do your research. Don't just get something based off of what you see someone else have. Don't do that. That's what a lot of people do, and you know I hate doing it, and so that makes me not stand other people do it. I can't like you can do that all you want. That's fine. I'm not saying you should be me or someone else, but I'm saying do your research. Look at all the companies out there that make them, even if it's a bunch of Chinese companies making the same shit. Like, there's going to be one Chinese company that does one thing a little bit differently. It's like I have an arcade fight stick from Mayflash. It's the F300. And my buddy bought his brother the F300 before I got mine. And I'll show you it in a video one of these days, and we'll talk about it. And see, I always wanted a fight stick uh, for fighting games because I played fighting games on arcade cabinets that use the whole fight stick setup. The stick and the 4 to 6 buttons. And so at first I didn't know they made them from console and PC until I was a teenager or whatever. Or no, I knew it when I was a child, but I thought it was a Japan only type of device. So my buddy gets one for his brother, and I was like, you know what? And I did this actually. See what I'm talking about? I exactly did, but I also did it not just based off of this. I also did it based off of the research I did off of light sticks and just reading blog posts and watching videos and hearing other people talk about it. But when he got one for his brother, I said, "Hey, I was in, you know, I'm in the market for a uh, arcade fight stick. Like I've been looking for one my whole life. I just never got one for PS2, PS1, or PC, or Nintendo 64, or Super Nintendo, whatever." And and he goes, "Well, I got my brother one. It's not that bad. It only costs, $30, maybe on sale 25." And his input, the feedback I got was positive, and I was like, "Okay, but let me research more and more. Let me see what's out there. I just don't want to jump the gun." And so I researched. I even researched within Mayflash, the company, to see what other fight sticks they had. And I said, sweet. You know what? I come to a conclusion, and I tested out since my friend already had the Mayflash F300, I got to test it out. And I was like, I like it. It sits nicely in my hand, in my lap, on the table. It's awesome. So I basically um bought one, you know? And upon a further inspection, I noticed something that mine was a bit different from his. So on the top, there's these buttons, and on his, the buttons just say what they are, all of them. But where the difference is some of the buttons on the top, on mine, there's like a line that connects both the buttons. Like just they put a line, that goes to each two of these buttons next to each other with arrows. Like if you press both of them, they do something simultaneously. On my buddies, that's not there. And my buddy explained to me, because I told him, I said, "Oh, your brother's is different from mine," and he said, Chinese manufacturers, like, they will produce something, and the first batch is version one, and then the second batch, it's the same product, but it's version two. Maybe they changed out a few wires slightly. And so my point is, when you buy stuff, even if it's a whole bunch of Chinese stuff, it's all the same. No, they still do some minor things differently. You really got to notice the minor details. It's very subtle. So so when and since me and my friend have the same arcade fight stick, and his brother has a totally different one. Actually, his brother bought him not the F300. He bought him. It was actually my friend who had an arcade fight stick first, and then he brought his brother one next for Christmas, and he bought him like the F600 or something. Now that I remember, but I got to test out my friend's. Actually, he's the one that had the F300, and then he just gave that one to his brother because his brother couldn't figure out the bigger one or whatever because it had extra buttons. And these arcade fight sticks, they work with PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Um, so so I know I just told you not to base stuff off of what other people go and stuff like that, but we tend to do that. Sometimes we do that knowing we're doing that, and sometimes we don't even know that we're doing that. So I just would like to say that if you're going to buy audio equipment, buy video equipment, buy a podcast setup, really do your research. Don't just buy something because you see Joe Rogan have something and you're like, I want to get what he has. How to become Joe Rogan? Buy his product. No, no. It's not how you become, and that's not how you become a good podcaster. And I don't want to, I didn't say that's not how you become Joe Rogan because no one should be Joe Rogan. You should be yourself. You should be like God. So, um, I, I have a cheap setup. I'll go more into detail into this setup. I guess this live stream, I guess, it was kind of wishy washy a bit, but that's okay. I'm still getting started. I got some stuff coming up. I'm now that I have a boom stand and I have my other microphone on this tripod. I'm gonna be doing some podcasting with my buddies and stuff like that. Um, at one of my buddies' shops. He owns an auto shop, and he's got like an area where we could set up. It's like a little, I guess you could say, an office setup. It's like a long table. We could all sit there and just chit chat, for an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. Well, I'd say an hour. It's 30 minutes. I mean, what can you get in 30 minutes? I mean, really. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. What I have planned. Um, so I'll go more into detail about the stuff that I have, the microphones, the cameras, all this stuff. It it'll be awesome. Today I just kind of wanted to kind of take my time at doing like just some normal stuff, like you know um kind of like get a base going, and then we're gonna build as we go. You're gonna see Biohazard Candy Kid channel grow. You're gonna see this channel grow. My channel's it's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow and become a mature man. because it's going to be like a sequoia tree. It's going to grow very slowly. So I'm glad you guys joined me on this one. I really appreciate it. Uh, God was today's sponsor. He sponsored this video. Um, he donated to this video. He made this video possible. He made this company possible. Hard Floor Media with Biohazard Candy Kid. One of the shows is Temecula Talk. You know it. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to bed. I need my rest. It's late. I actually need there's some things I need to change in my life. But I'm also doing this because I need to save the world. And we'll do it one step at a time. I want you guys to expose evil. I want you guys to take out your cameras, take out your microphones, and start recording and start recording audio and video. And I want you guys to start exposing evil, one camera lens and one microphone at a time. If you see something wrong that goes against God, expose it, and let's bring it to justice. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't send them to jail. If your place has the death penalty, well, that's where they should go. So, I, I, I'm glad you're on this journey with me. Let's get rid of sin. Let's get rid of demons. Let's get rid of Satan, and let's have God come to this earth and clean up house. I'm ready for it. But are you? That's the question. I'm ready for it. I mean, I'm doing it right now. First, I got to talk about some stuff that, you know, the internet allows, that certain people allow, that Satan allows. You have to get hired at the devil's, you have to get hired at Satan's business to infiltrate. You have to infiltrate from within. So let's end it here. I didn't. I guess I'm going for 3 hours almost. But make the world a better place. Biohazard Candy Kid will be signing out. Alrighty? You guys take care. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Alrighty. Peace out.